What up, y'all? This is Mackie. This is one of the first videos that I created where I'm actually like face to face, sort of incognito, whatever, still or whatever. But I wanted to talk about JW funerals, and I want to talk about the fact that Watchtower will use you all the way up until the day of your funeral. And you're probably thinking, what? How can Watchtower use a dead person to preach the good news of the kingdom? Well, I'll tell you what. Let me just tell you. All right. So after you pass away, and of course, if you're in good standing, you're gonna have a funeral at the Kingdom Hall. Yes, you have to be in good standing in order to have a wedding. And you also have to be in good standing in order to have your funeral at the Kingdom Hall. Otherwise, you cannot have it at the Kingdom Hall. Like, if you're disfellowshipped, you can't have your funeral at the Kingdom Hall. You have to have it at probably a funeral home or something. Yes, it's that serious. But when a Jehovah's Witness in good standing dies, okay, their funeral is used as a preaching ground for other Jehovah's Witnesses to bring their worldly family members in. I'm wondering, can they count that as time even? Like if a Jehovah's Witness dies, and then of course you're gonna have worldly family members visit the place or whatever. I'm trying to think. Can you use that as time, as far when the brother speaks about the resurrection, hope, and things like that? Somebody let me know. Somebody let me know. It's been a while since I've been to it. Well, it's almost been a year since I've been to a JW funeral. But another thing about JW funerals is, I'm sure you've heard it a lot. They're so impersonal, They talk about the person for maybe like a minute or two. Talk about their likes, their dislikes, what they accomplished, stuff like that. They are only gonna do that for about a good minute, and then for the rest of the talk, it's all about resurrection, JW. If you want a free home Bible study, become a Jehovah's Witness today. It's so distasteful to me. They'll say, "Oh yeah, brother so and so, he liked this type of food, he liked this type of this and that." But in 19 something, he got baptized or started studying, and then he became one of Jehovah's Witnesses. He pioneered for X amount of years until his dying day. Right? And then they start talking about the resurrection. And then they start talking about, if you want a free home Bible study, contact one of Jehovah's Witnesses here. It's an it's an advertising ground. A JW's funeral is an advertising ground. It's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah, they'll mention what you do personally, but the rest of it, they roll with it and say, hey, we might as well take advantage of this Jehovah's Witness that's dead here in a casket and use his death as a preaching ground to get members in. And you already know that this is probably one of the most genius evils that they've ever done, because a lot of people are vulnerable, a lot of people are sad, and who don't want to see their dead loved ones again, You know what I'm saying? If this stuff was true, of course. So that's what they use, especially nowadays. It's being that Jehovah's Witnesses don't go out of service anymore. So it's like, I don't know where I'm going with it, but yeah, JW funerals. They don't care if you drop dead. You're still going to be used to preach via your funeral. They don't care. They will use you all the way up until your dying day and beyond, which is the day of your funeral. They don't care. They do not care. You know, it's not about you, it's about them. I'm sure Watchtower gets excited secretly. They secretly get excited when a Jehovah's Witness dies. Because they're like, yes! That means we get to get at least 20, 30, 40, 50 people. Well, I don't know. I think it's 50 people. It's definitely 50 people or less now. My husband's staring at me outside the window, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and go ahead and call it one, because I don't want him to know what I'm doing. See, this is that P.I.M.O life, okay? This is that P.I.M.O life. You know what I'm saying? I should have backed my car in reverse. It's cool though. But yeah, let me know what you think about JW funerals. How you know what I'm saying, compared to other funerals that I've been to where it's all about the person. Now, those are the funerals that I like. Well, I don't like funerals. Of course, nobody likes funerals. But I'm saying, at least pay your respects to the person 100%, because that's who it's about. It's not about Watchtower. It's about the person. I'm sorry, that's what a funeral is about. It's not a circuit assembly. It's not the memorial. It's a funeral about the person. You know? But that's all I have to say about the JW funerals. My rant is over, so because I gotta go ahead and go. This is Mackie J. Jones. Question everything. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. And peace.